You're at right place, doing right decision. You would not regret, and just think about what you learn here and get a help prescription from doctor and follow Ayurveda. You will be happy.
Every human is a very special creation of God. Every human. And journey of every human is very special journey. And I'll take interview of yours about how you lived, how is about your life, whatever you want to share, so that my audience all around can know. So, for example, with us, we don't know, because when you see the human body, all people look same face, same nose, same eyes, but actually we all are combination of karma from so many births, so many lives. This is one cosmos, so many cosmos sitting in this one room, you know. So I want to know about you on camera. What you can love to share. Not that you should tell everything. And if you don't want, then also fine. But great people like Professor Dr.Dayal Meshri, who is 87-year-old young man, so perfect with mind, so good with health, touch wood, God gave him 120, right? So his life journey is not a small journey. Today I'll take him. I will request Dr. Dayal Meshri ji to come. When I met him first time in Oklahoma, Tulsa, he came to my talk there. I went to his house at Oklahoma. He's a great scientist who had done a great contribution to the world. He's a contributor. Like yesterday, he called his home.
This is open heart for everyone.
For everyone.
I call my dharamshala.
Yeah.
I live, it's not mine. This is not really. We say this is mine, nothing is yours.
Yeah, nothing is
People
yours.
come and go. And people must come and enjoy, like we here. We are here today. And you look at how much everybody enjoys it. And not only the treatment, but fellowship, the environment, the ocean must be enjoyed. Suppose he was a kind of the arrogant person, has locked down, can build a big house here, nobody come and walk around. The olden days, people used to build places, they didn't have hotels. They can come and live one day and go away. Interesting story was, there was a guy, one fakir, and he came down and started sitting on the footsteps of a king. So then, the people wanted, they started making noise, and his servants came in, and this king came out, and he said, "What's all this trouble?" And this guy says, "This guy is sitting and he wants to come inside the palace." And say, "Why he wants in the palace?" And he said, "It's a musafar khana." Musafar khana means the place where everybody comes and goes, dharamshala is free. He said, "No, we try to convince him that this is the palace. It's not a musafar khana." He said, "No." And so king asked, says, king is always respectful, and the person talks to you or addresses to you up to his standard. A big man is there, big man or woman is there, always she'll be speaking to her standard to you, addressing you, not thinking you down. The middle level person will address accordingly, and the person who's ignorant, he will consider you that category no matter who you are. So the king says, "So your honor, this is my palace." He said, "No, this is a musafar khana, Mr. Leader." So he said, "How can you say that?" He said, "Okay, I ask you. Today you are living, but before you, who lived?" He said, "Of course my father lived." He said, "Okay, before your father, who lived? Your grandfather lived." He said, "Before that, who lived?" He said, "My great-grandfather lived." He said, "See, nobody stayed here permanently. They came and went away." And so it's a musafar khana. The people come and go. It should be open. So, open your heart and you share what you have it. So I have a little hut. I love to share with me, and this is why I've been very fortunate that many people from all over the world, they come. We have Global Alliance under that program. Lot of people come and visit, stay a week, 2 weeks, and we have fun together. One time I had 35 Afghanistan women doctors at my house, 35 of them. And I have the picture, actually I am corresponding with the two of them. They want to migrate to USA, and no, they receive the paperwork but they cannot get a visa. But situation is that you share this thing with this, what you have. But if you have some nice golden ring and you go hide into this and you are safe, nobody sees it, what is the use of this? You never take it out till you die, but you want to show the people, share with them or give somebody, enjoy it, that's the life. So
very beautiful message Kakaji gave, that life is not to just, hold yourself for your own self. It is to share, So his house is not like his own house. He says, my house is like a guest house. Everybody can come, live, eat, and go, because this whole world itself is a guest house. You are here, tomorrow somebody else will be here. Nothing belongs to us. Thank you so much. Why I brought him here, because his ideas is a proof that if you follow this ideology, we can also live such a healthy and positive, healthy life. He is just 3 years less to 90. 13 years less to 100. He crossed such a huge travel in this cosmos. And so if he is saying this, that please, if you have gold ring and keep it in your own pocket, it's of no use. If you have talent, use it. If you have knowledge, use it. If you have house, use it for someone, be useful, and that's a way to live successful. So if I say it's okay, because I'm in my not that age, but if he says, it makes sense. So I want to come to a point, one of my realization. You all have seen marathon race. What happens in marathon? From one place to another place, for example, from here to Udupi, it is 30 kilometers. So 30 kilometers if you start marathon, and if 100 people are doing marathon, 10 will lose after 10 kilometers, and 5 people may only reach till near to the goal, and after that one person reaches first, and that becomes the winner. Actually, what happens in human birth? There are 10 millions of sperm. They all move together, and only one sperm in 72 hours in that whole pathway reaches to the ovum. It's like this. So here from uterus it reaches to fallopian tube where there is ovum, and one sperm, that one among so many, clave that ovum, and that's me, you, or all of us. So we all are result of struggle, where 10 millions you defeated to reach to this world, to take the birth. So each person entered to this cosmos after a huge struggle. Before you have taken birth, there was a struggle. So struggle is never a problem. Such an analogy came in my mind, I thought I should share. So we should respect each and every human being, because we all are result of winner. We all are winners of a struggle. So we should respect.
Now, time to
know the experience of a great monk, scientist, leader, entrepreneur, professor, educationalist, academician. Dr. Dayal Meshri sir is with us, who have done a great achievement in his life. He has completed 87 circumambulance parikrama to sun, because 1 year means earth moves one round around the sun. So he has completed 87 such rounds around, sitting sometime in India, sitting sometime in Tulsa, USA, and then Singapore, everywhere in the world. Europe, he never sit in one place. Inside this shuttle of earth, he kept moving, and the shuttle was moving. Let's take his experience. Kakaji, tell about what you have done in the life.
I was born in British India, and at that time it was only one India, and during partition millions of people had to leave the country just with the clothes on you to save your life, and Hindus were being murdered by Muslims,
and vice versa. So I being a Hindu, and part I was born because the Pakistan, the Muslim country, and we had no room for us. So anyway, coming to the new place, started my career from there, and I landed as like it happens. Many Ukrainians today, they go different part of the Europe. They don't know that language. They don't know much culture, and put up with that. And so in the school, I remember my first day of school, where I could not read the alphabet, even one word, and I could not understand what teacher was talking about it, because it was Gujarat and Gujarati, and my mother tongue was Sindhi. So, but I can speak broken English because I was in the 5th grade. So I can say, what's your name, or I need a glass of water, but I could not use the local language. So I had to learn that language and do that, and fortunately I mastered it, and with God's grace, He put me through all the schools, throughout the school and matriculation. I was always in the first rank because God was writing my test papers. I was not. So, and after that I got a scholarship, go to the college and finish my BS and MS, and then I got a job as a teaching in the college as a lecturer, which I did for 2 years, and at the age of 22 I got a scholarship from USA under President Kennedy's program, the Man on the Moon. If you guys are probably some not even born or remember, the 1956 Russia has put a Laika, dog named Laika, in the space, and that was the greatest success, but it was a bad defeat for the United States. So the President Kennedy in 62 said, maybe Russians put the dog on the moon, we're going to put man on the moon. So I got a scholarship on that program to go and work on the rocket propellants. So my doctorate thesis is on the rocket propellants. So after that, working that, I had an opportunity to go to another school in USA, other scholarship, where I learned lot of products and things for the commercial and consumption of an average person. So that interests me more than the propellants. And though I did continue some of my research in that area for obvious reasons, and I joined the company as the director of research. I did a lot of publication, and that gave me opportunity to travel to Russia, to Ukraine, to Georgia, to England, France, Germany, South Africa, all the countries, and so I was very fortunate. Then I started my own company 35 years ago, and we have several hundred products. So I've been very lucky. That's my career. Now at the age of 87, I'm taking a little ease and traveling, but still my interest is to work with the universities, institutes, educations, people, to seeing the people, and goal is to produce and help and leave this world in better shape than I came in.
Wonderful.
That's my goal. Thank you.
What is importance of vegetarianism? Vegetarian.
Yes, vegetarianism, sorry. Yeah. It's a very important thing to see.
Because you are vegetarian.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
Everybody comes.
Yes,
provides
yes,
them all
yes.
vegetarian food.
Look, think about it. That why we have to kill a life. If you ever, anybody of you have been to the slaughterhouse, you walk through, they hit with big, heavy weight, knock the animal out, then slaughter it. And we are responsible for that. Because if you eat the meat, this is how cows or buffaloes end up like that. And when we have, and also now was proven, a lot of books have been written on it, that it causes the cancer, because if animal has a disease, it goes to your body. When there are a lot of foods vegetables, grains are available. And why we cannot live on that one there? We have protein, we can drink milk, we can survive, and plus to produce 1 pound of meat, you need to feed the cow 48 pounds of corn or weight. So 48 pounds, you can imagine, you can live either 1 pound of the meat or the 48 days on the wheat, the same amount which is being fed. And and also they have life. The animal does not speak our language. That doesn't mean that they don't feel it. Here you may be speaking Russian or Ukrainian or German or French, and if I don't understand, doesn't mean that you don't have life and you don't have feelings. And to kill you if I'm hungry to eat you, that's not fair. When God has given us more opportunity, originally in the caveman who did not have much big brain or understanding, and he didn't have resources, he didn't know how to plow the farm or do the, so he saw the bird and killed the bird, he saw the animal, killed the animal. But we have come a long way. Now we're going on the moon and establishing over there, we're going under the ocean, we're building the cities under the ocean. At that level, we had to realize why we sacrifice some life and eat it. That's a basic fundamental of a vegetarian, and it has been proven that if you are vegetarian and you do like Ayurveda, doctor was suggesting, if you live that life, you live healthy and you live better life. You don't have to meet to survive or live. It's a wrong concept. It has been told that you need a protein, but there are a lot of lentils and milk and other products, you can live on that one there. Many people ask me this, they say, well then why don't you drink milk? I say, because I was raised on my mother's milk. I don't eat my mother. So this is how we believe it, that taking the milk is not hurting the animal. And you can still feed the animal, take care of it. They have life, they have a voice, and they are the same soul like we do, and we have no right to slaughter them just to eat. I don't know, it's what makes a difference. You eat a steak maybe for 10-15 minutes, the same thing you go flush down the toilet. Or you eat a wheat, bread is the same thing, it doesn't make a difference. You get same kind of energy. So why to commit this crime indirectly? We think it's a sin in the eyes of God to kill somebody to satisfy your hunger. Thank you.
Kakadi, wonderful. Somebody asked me in US, I don't remember who the person, you guys say holy cow is your mother. Yeah. I said, yes, holy cow is my mother. The reason is this, that 9 months is a gestational period for human mother to deliver a baby, and 9 months is a gestational period for cow. No other animal has. So it's a human respect. It's like a cultural respect that the quality of the milk has the same 9-month value, which is not with horse or elephant or any other cats and dogs. Anyway, thank you so much for such a lovely explanation. What made you have an interest towards Ayurveda? Because you lived life in America, you lived life as a scientist, as an entrepreneur, as a professor, everything. What do you think about it in short?
I think very good question. Why Ayurveda? Being a scientist, I analyze everything. Something is what you hear or you learn through somebody else or know. Don't ridicule it. Think about it. It thinks about it. So a thought comes in the mind to thinking out that these books have been written 1,000 years ago. So you go look back reading the history of these things. So what did the people live, how they lived, what kind of life they led. Basically we know that Ayurveda, most of the treatments are self-care and vegetation, different plants and different herbs, and on that basis. If you look at carefully, take a molecule, coming from the herb or from the plant and laboratory synthesized, sometime similar, sometime mirror image. Because the mirror image product we get, it immediately affects the disease. Like I have a fever, want to take a shot, I feel much better. But it's a temporary, removes it, but it's not a complete cure, it comes again.
Right.
Now Ayurveda becoming, looking at that same product, its chemical formula structure is same.
But like cysts become
Right.
plants.
And if you take, it takes a long time, but completely removes from your system. So I started reading more and more Ayurveda. I thought, well, I really need to explore and to see what is in Ayurveda. So I happened to see the first time I went to Balal, there was Dr. Thomas. I read about article him in India abroad. So I went Balal, see, I was very happy, and we talked about it, a lot of medicine, other things, and then he passed away. And then it just happened, a coincidence, the God's grace that God brought you to Tulsa, I come to know. So this is my here the third visit, and I enjoyed every time, I learned more, and I have really faith that going Ayurvedic way, you can improve your health. It's slowly, it's not immediately shut down, turning you off like we get in allopathy. So if beauty is, if you take the concept of the Ayurveda and take those herbs and other things in your health and you combine with allopathy, I think you have really better solution among all, because somebody is having massive heart attack, you have to take him to the hospital. Ayurveda can do very little at the time to save you instant. But once it's taken out, then you take more treatment, and in long run you benefit. And it's a wonderful science. I have full faith. This is a science. It has gone beyond many people's imagination. Or most of this literature was unfortunately burned. The other day, doctor showed you about the talpatri, the leaves written up. Books were in those one there. Islamic people came in, they burned those one. They burned in temples, they burned those books and destroyed it. But still somebody, like his grandfather, great grandfather, saved some way and preserved it. So there are preserved and journals are taken. Again, I have a lot of fight in my mind. Is going on. Looking at this Mahabharata, which was 7,000 years ago, there is a war, Mahabharata. And I think about the Mahabharata between Parva and Kondavas, and you read that war, it was an atomic war. It was an atomic war because 100 years in Kurukshetra, they could not grow any vegetation or any fruit, or not a bird survived in that area. That tells you that science was known even atomic, and also in this one there is a description of the planes, aviation, and the distance between sun and earth, and distance between moon and earth, distance between moon and sun have been calculated to an inch today. NASA has proved it. So whatever is in this Aryan's books, our Vedas, our Upanishads, our Ayurvedic medicine, it is a treasure. Therefore, lot of people learning this Sanskrit and bringing this knowledge back to it. So we are not inventing new things. These people had to travel and had to explore the universe. So that's why I have faith in.
Wonderful. Thank you. I understand, and I'm very thankful that you have trusted our place
Yes.
and our system of Ayurveda to take treatments.
Yes.
And you know, my dear friends, treating elderly people is very interesting part of Ayurveda, because we have a system called rasayana, anti-aging, where we have such powerful herbs. If we give them in the form of enemas, which we call as a bastis, they have a fantastic results. Even in improving the wear and tear of the body because of such a long life what we lived. So I'm very much thankful to you, Kakaji, that you came and you blessed us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And we want to, thank you. We want to see you
And wonderful
every year.
people. I saw them, so it's a great thing, great opportunity.
And thank you all, and I wish you the best, and I hope you enjoyed this place as much I enjoyed it, and I'll be leaving on Thursday morning, but have a great time, and I think you are at right place, doing right decision. You would not regret, and just think about what you learn here, and get a help prescription from doctor, and follow Ayurveda. You will be happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the blessings.